All right, here we are back in Max. Doesn't it feel great to be back in Max after all this talking, jib-jabbering, whatever? Here we are back in a model. So I showed you that image that I created. This is the model that I used to do it. Actually, it's a little bit earlier version of my final one, but that's okay because you guys are starting from scratch. In an earlier lecture, I said I'm going to give you the model, but I've decided, you know what? You need to learn the modeling part more as well. So I'm going to actually go through some of these techniques I used to model this and show you how I created this. This was a very simple model to create, and I actually created it without looking at the floor plan. I was only looking at the one photo I was trying to recreate. So I'm going to try and do it better and show you how to do it very easily. If you insist on having my model and not doing the work, then you can send me a direct message and I can send you a link to that. But it's better if you create it yourself. So watch how to do it, learn some of the things, and then I think that if you pay attention and if you practice a little bit, you should be able to recreate this model in like 45 minutes tops. This is a very simple model. Okay, and it's not even very clean. So the one thing that was kind of hard is the floor, and I'll get into what I did for that and show you how I created that. That's actually one of the prime features of the photo, so I made sure to pay a lot of attention there because that's an important aspect of this particular image that we're trying to recreate. So let's go to the web, look at the pictures, and see where we can start. Alright, so this is the particular image right here that I'm recreating specifically, and it looks great. It's just a really simple but beautiful photograph. It's a fantastic composition and very easy for you guys to model, regardless of what level you're at. Now we can really get into and put some fine details in, some of these just really subtle things to make this look awesome, like a photograph, and we'll talk about some of those things. But the basic model of it is very simple. And you can see that there's enough photos here that we can actually get a very good idea of how this house is made. The camera from that photo we're going to recreate is right back here by this little table, looking this way. So you can see there's stairs on the left side. Those stairs would be right over here. There's another window on the other side. And you can see, if you kind of get yourself oriented a little bit here, this is taken from almost the same angle, but a little further back. So you can see those stairs up there. This is from the staircase looking into the end of the hallway down there. Okay, these are in different areas of the house. This is on the outside, obviously. Now that camera is behind this wood wall right here. This is what's on the other side of the fireplace and the wood walls. This is the living room area. This is the kitchen. We won't really see that. We'll see just a glimpse of that room over there, which is fine. And here's the floor plan. So the camera is right about here in the one that we're going to try and recreate, and it's looking this way, towards this, which is frosted glass at the end of the hall. Right past those stairs, windows on both sides, a little walkway here. So that should give you a really good idea, and that one doesn't really apply to what we're doing. So that should give you a really good idea of how this house is going to work. Now what we can do is start downloading some of these photos, maybe this one in particular, so we can always have it readily available, and then just study these so we know our plan of attack. But the floor plan one is the one that's really going to help us. So if you just right click on that and save image, like that, save image as, and let's say for sake of scale, I would say that this hallway, those stairs would be about 3 feet wide. So that makes this hallway at least 8 feet wide, I would say. So start with that. Start with that as a 3 foot wide stairway and see what that makes this hallway. It should be around probably 8 feet, between 8 and 10 feet, I'd say. And so in Max, we can make a little rectangle that's 8 by 8 and kind of scale this like we did in the original part of the course with the exterior scene with those PDFs or JPEGs. We get them in here and we scale them so that it's about the right size, and then we can just start tracing to this. Or what you can do, and what I did, is just start eyeballing it all together. So I actually created that model without even looking at this floor plan. If I looked at the floor plan in the first place, I probably could have got it a lot more accurate. So I would recommend at least looking at the floor plan, but you can eyeball it, that's okay. But make sure everything remains in the right proportions. And use your brain to figure out how things fit together. And we'll start there, and I'll show you in the next video some of the things that I started with.